Today's video, we're gonna be ranking my favorite character from every. These are my favorite characters from every Star Wars movie in chronological order, kind of whatever. But in the first movie, it's obviously Qui-Gon Jinn. I just really thought he was so sick. Him fighting Darth Maul and him saving Anakin. I thought that was kind of a good thing about him. I really liked him in Episode 1 because one reason. Here's those reasons, but look at that hair. Look at that long hair. It's so sick, and that beard, bro, and the duel between them is probably really old in this movie, like his character that Liam Neeson plays, and he's such a good dueler, and it was such a fast duel. And today, guys, I have a guest. His name is Psycho Mantis Zero. He's my brother, and he's gonna be joining us for today's video. Do you have any thoughts on this opinion?
I do really like the Duel of Fates, but as this character, was he my favorite in this movie? No. I'd have to say my favorite in this movie was it was Obi-Wan. He actually had a great character in this movie. It was awesome.
Well, don't worry, you guys know Obi-Wan's coming up on this list next, but in Episode 2, my favorite character was Anakin. I really like Anakin in this movie. A lot of people would hate him because they hate Aiden Christensen. They hate Anakin Skywalker in this movie. And honestly, people just hate the character because honestly, they didn't like him when Jake Lloyd played him. They didn't like him when Hayden Christensen played him. They just hate Anakin Skywalker if you hate the actors who played it. But I really liked him because he was a really relatable character. It was in this movie. He was such he's a teenager, and he's upset, and he kills. And then when his mom dies, he's so upset, and you see him crying because he misses his mother, and he hasn't seen her in years, in 10 years since he left her to go train as a Jedi. And so he's and he's sad, and he starts slaughtering the Tesla Raiders. Honestly, I think that he was really this movie was really relatable, especially with him wanting to let go of his position as a Jedi Order and marry Padme and not be a Jedi because he really likes her. And honestly, that makes sense to me because come on, who wouldn't want to marry who wouldn't want to be Padme's boyfriend or whatever? Honestly. And my favorite character in Episode 3 is Darth Sidious. Come on, he was so good in this movie. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on, guys. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Actually, you are right. He is actually my favorite in this movie. Everything you said was actually true. I just loved his character in this one.
I really love Hayden Christensen in this movie. And Darth Sidious. Here is my reason in Episode 3. He's my favorite character. By far. One, he just kills. He's so powerful. Look, he just in this scene right here, he just kills 3 Jedi in 10 seconds, bro. And then he fights Mace Windu, but he didn't kill Mace Windu. He lost. And Kit Fisto, bro. Kit Fisto. I don't remember the Jedi. I think it was Sausage 10 or something. I don't remember all of them because they're not really. They don't have a speaking role. None of them really did, except for. Okay, but I really liked him in here because he was so powerful and manipulative. He manipulated Anakin and also especially when Anakin slaughtered the youngling. It was a perfect tragedy in this movie, other than Padme dying, because that kind of made me a little upset at Anakin for doing that. But honestly, I can be related to why Anakin thought he was doing this for the right reasons, even though he was wrong. He was just being manipulated. And he was so easily manipulated, which I didn't like about this movie.
I think your opinion is so right. Even if Anakin killed Padme by the Force choke, it wasn't his fault. It was Obi-Wan's. So honestly, I'm gonna say no. I don't agree with you. I think Obi-Wan was the best.
So here's the rule in this thing. You can only pick one character for each movie, and so it was kind of hard. So because most movies, they all had most characters. I would have repeated them because they were so good in every movie. But in Episode 4, it's Ben Kenobi. Honestly, he's just so wise and just so sick in this movie. I really liked Alec Guinness, even though Alec Guinness hates his character as Obi-Wan. He did not want to be known as Obi-Wan. He wants to be known for his other movies too. But come on, I thought he was so sick, especially with that duel against him after he hasn't seen him in 20 freaking years. Like he hasn't because like this has been years. Like people always say they hate the Obi-Wan Kenobi show because of the timeline and the way that this duel he went against Darth Vader because they've already met. But like, dude, he's white hairs. He's older now, so it's been years since they last met. That way, this duel is still as good as it was before. I really liked him because he helped Luke he taught Luke about the Force, and he was like, you don't need to see his identification. These aren't the droids you are looking for with this and he was just like, it was so sick, and Luke was like, how'd you do that? And he's like, it's a Jedi mind trick, Luke. And I'm like, it was so sick. Do you have any thoughts about this? Do you agree?
I never actually watched this. I've watched some of it, but so I have to say no.
He hasn't even watched all the Star Wars movies in forever, but once he does, I'll make an updated version, and he might agree with me.
Watched episode 1, 2, 3, and
episode
7.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he hasn't seen any. He went 1, 2, 3, skipped 4, 5, and 6, went to 7, and then that's all he's seen. And then next movie we have is The Empire Strikes Back, which is probably the best Star Wars movie by far. Go check out the video that I made on ranking every Star Wars movie. Episode 5 is Luke Skywalker. Come on. I just thought he was so, like, relatable. He can't learn how to use the Force because he can't save his friends. He can't beat Darth Vader in a duel. I thought it was so kind of, like, I felt bad for Luke. Like, he's a good character because, one, he's not a Mary Sue like Rey, who kills every villain she goes up against, even without no training at all. And this is relatable. Like, I could feel for Luke and how, like, if I was learning to become a Jedi, it would take me a long time to get it to use the Force and because like he started training later in his years. Like he didn't train when he was 9. He trained when he was like 16, 17 years old. Like that's way past the age, but who cares? The Jedi Order's gone by then. He was by himself without anybody. He lost Aunt Beru, he lost Uncle Owen, and he lost Ben Kenobi, even though Ben Kenobi's a Force ghost. All he has is Han Solo, Chewie, R2, C-3PO, and freaking Leia, who's a sister, but he doesn't know that because he likes her in this movie. But I just thought he was such a good character. Any thoughts?
I've actually never watched this either, but I know the duel, and I'm like, no, I know that part.
Everybody knows that part. Literally everybody.
So...
I have to make you watch all the Star Wars movies.
I can't agree that since I've never watched it.
I'm gonna have to make you watch 4, 5, and 6 right now. Like, right now.
4, 5, and 6?
I'm gonna have to make you watch it someday.
I need to watch every Star Wars movie.
You've seen 1, 2, 3. You have to watch 4, 5, and 6. And then you have to watch... You've already seen 7, so we'll skip that. And then we'll go 8 and 9, which we're watching 8 right now because...
I've watched 7.
Yeah, so we're skipping 7. You've seen 1, 2, 3, so we're not gonna watch these again. Alright, so now we're going to episode 6, and it's Darth Vader. Come on, I like the part. Do you remember the part where he like saved Luke and like he completed the prophecy of the Chosen One? Even if he's Darth Vader.
Actually, guys, I have watched this movie.
Okay, so we'll do 4, 5, 8, and 9.
I forgot all of it, but I have watched all of it.
Alright, well then, do you remember the scene though?
I remember the scene, yes I do. I remember even the duel.
My favorite scene was when Luke threw his weapon away because he's proving himself as a Jedi. He would never turn to the dark side. He's like, no, I would never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me. And then Darth Vader is like freaking losing weight. He's weak. He stands up. He lifts freaking Palpatine, and he's like, no, and he throws him down the reactor shaft, and he completes the prophecy of Chosen One, killing himself. Sacrificing himself to save his son and killing Palpatine in the end, which is why it's such a good movie. Alright, so that's why. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't say Darth Vader was the best. I think it's Luke.
I already picked Luke, and I thought Luke was the best in this movie. But if any of you guys have thoughts, probably leave a comment down below on this video right now, and I'll show you guys will see. So episode 7, I picked Kylo Ren. He was such a sick villain in this movie because like he didn't take his mask off at all in this movie. I never saw his face yet. I didn't know what he looked like, and he was like that lightsaber that he has right here. I love this. And I thought he was so sick, and like he has a force mind reading power where he can read minds and stuff. I don't even, and like it was so sick, knowing that he would be such a good villain for the sequel trilogy, but like now he's not. I'm in the middle of watching episode 8 right now. You're watching it with me, bro.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing of this, and I do remember it. And Kyron is my favorite in this movie, but yes, he does show his face in this movie.
I haven't seen this movie in forever.
Near the middle, where like Ray says, like I think Ray, and he did it in front of Ray, but I think this duel where he was like going against Finn, and then he was going against Ray, the Mary Sue.
We didn't. That dude was so. How did he lose? He was like in training ever since he was a kid. That means he would. Honestly, I think the only reason why he lost was because of he was so arrogant. He's like, this girl's never held a lightsaber, never used the Force. I could beat her easily, and that's how he lose. That's how Anakin lost, because he thought he was so much more powerful than he was. And in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, I had to pick Finn, because I'm watching it, and right now Finn is my favorite character. He's my favorite character in the sequel trilogy, other than Kylo Ren. I picked him, one, because I really like Finn. Look at this jacket. I really like this jacket. I had this jacket when it came out. I literally got this costume jacket when this came out. I literally had the jacket, the pants, and I wore his like black shoes. And it was like when the first movie was out, I had this costume for him, and I was like so sick. I really liked him. But I think if Episode 7, he's just trained as a Jedi, and Rey wasn't the Jedi, maybe this trilogy would have been better. Because I would have thought Finn would have been sick as a Jedi. Because, like, I kind of think, if I think about it, I kind of think, I always had, like, this thing in my head. This kind of looks like freaking Mace Windu's son, doesn't he? What if he's Mace Windu's son? What do you think? Have you ever thought about that? Because, like,
never
I actually just started thinking. I just thought about that.
What I haven't thought about, but now I just started thinking about, how would Palpatine have a daughter if he was never married to anybody, and he died and he was gone?
Granddaughter.
Well,
but that's my opinion. Do you have any opinion? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I've never watched this movie.
We're in the middle of watching it right now.
I watched some of it yesterday. He's a good character, but yes, he's probably my favorite. But I do have to say the funny scene was like when he was all naked and he's like woke up and like Ray, and he was in this water bodysuit, and then he sees Poe, and Poe was like Finn naked in a water bodysuit.
And he's like, you probably have 1,000 questions. Where's Rey? That's his only question. That's the best part in the sequel trilogy, I'd say. That's like the funny part. And in Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker is Poe. I don't know. I just couldn't pick anybody. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It's like, I don't rewatch the sequels because I hated it when they came out. I didn't really like them, except for Episode 7. I really liked that one for some reason, but it's not it's probably up there with my, it's probably up there with the movies, but it's probably like maybe like number 6 on my list. It's like kind of halfway, because number 5 would be, I don't even know what my character, but I think Poe was a good character because, like, I don't know, I don't even know why. I have no thoughts on why I picked Poe to be the best character in The Rise of Skywalker, because I already picked Palpatine, and I didn't think Palpatine was at all good in this movie, because the way he came back made no sense to me, and made no sense to a lot of people, but, like, I thought he was sick because, like, he's a TIE fighter, and I really like him. He's kind of like, he was trained by Han Solo, which I think he was trained by Han Solo, because he's such a good, he like doesn't listen to anybody, he's his own person, and he like freaking, when there's a mission, he completes it, and he's like basically Luke and Han. Like, he's literally, because he fights for the rebels, and that's Luke. He's Han Solo because he's like a scout. He like doesn't care about anything but himself. Han Solo. That's what I like about him, because like he's probably one of my 2 favorite characters combined. So that's why I picked him in this movie, because this is when he's actually like really good. He got good. Episode 7, it wasn't good. Episode 8, he was kind of annoying. Episode 7, he was like kind kind of a little. His character was a little weird. Episode 8 annoying. Episode 9 he actually got some character growth, and I thought he was sick in this movie. But then next movie we got the Rogue One Star Wars story. It's Jyn Erso. I honestly remember that. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't, guys. I'm sorry. But do you have any thoughts on this?
I've only watched some of the beginning at nighttime when I was watching it on my TV, and then I fell asleep when Kylo Ren meets Palpatine.
Oh, that was the beginning. That was the beginning. You fell asleep at the beginning.
It was 10 o'clock.
Alright, so Jyn Erso in Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. I remember. I don't really remember everybody, but I do remember I really like Jyn Erso. I don't know why, but I thought she was a really cool character, especially since she's like an orphan and she grew up learning to be her like by herself and stuff. I don't really remember this. I'm probably gonna have to rewatch it, but I remember I don't really like a Star Wars story because I tried to rewatch Solo. Don't like it, so that's why it's like on the bottom of my list. You guys have to watch it though.
Not going to lie, she looks like she would be great in an Indiana Jones movie, but I've never watched.
She looks like.
I've never watched Rogue One.
She looks like Leia's like daughter or something like.
Well,
Padme's Leia's daughter.
Not
Leia's daughter was this. I don't know. I don't really remember
Darth
Rogue
Vader is the best in Rogue One.
But I already picked Darth Vader, and that was the rule. I don't know. I just thought in Rogue One, the only thing I remember in Rogue One is the two greatest scenes I remember was when he went to go slaughter all those rebels, and it was the hallway scene was sick. I remember there was another scene that I really liked. But that was my favorite scene. And then the next movie is Solo: Star Wars Story. It's Han Solo. I really liked him in this movie because he kind of more of a hero until we go straight to, because honestly, this kind of jumps the gun, but then he probably turns to a smuggler during Rogue One, I think. And that's why when we see him, he's a smuggler, and he's so good at it, and he's a character, and you can't really trust him, and that's why he's so kind of a jerk. But I really liked him because he was a hero. He saved people. He had a girlfriend, and everything. This movie was kind of good. I don't remember it very well. I do remember when he went to go fight for the Imperial team, and when he did, he was his name is Han, and he doesn't even have he has no family, and so his name is Hans, so I gave him a last name Han Solo, and that's why. And I really like this movie. I don't know why. I really kind of like this movie. It wasn't my favorite though, but I have a friend who said this is probably one of his favorite Star Wars movies. He really liked this one, but that's because he really likes Han Solo. I made my own costume, the one he's wearing right now. After this movie came out, I made my first cosplay costume, and it was made of this. If you guys also want to see cosplay costumes, I don't know. I might I might buy Star Wars costumes, and I might just unbox them for you guys. I don't know if you guys want to see that. This is technically not what that's for, but I just have a channel called Force Corruption, I think, where I'm gonna do movies and stuff, like fan films and Star Wars stuff. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Never watched it. Never thought about watching it. I never really thought of this character would be good in this movie because we all know this should have been Harrison Ford if he wasn't that old. If he wasn't an old man,
honestly, this looks.
Then I think it would be great if it had Harrison Ford. I would want to watch it if it had Harrison Ford.
The whole point. This movie came out in 2017. So, I think 2017, 2018.
I'm not going to pick any character for that since I don't know anything.
Well, you have to watch a crap ton of freaking Star Wars movies. Dang. Okay. Well, I really like this movie. I kind of like this movie. That's why it's on the bottom of my list. Make sure to go check out that video. Make sure to go check out my newest video, the weirdest character in Star Wars. I just decided to do this video because I haven't filmed yet, and it takes kind of a while to make these slides because some of these pictures don't download or can't download securely. It's because I had to download off of these on the internet because I'm on the internet. But anyways, guys, this is the end of the video. I'm kind of a little bummed. I'm kind of a little tired out. I'm kind of a little tired because I've been filming and playing all day. Playing games and stuff all day. I've been up. I woke up a little early, but like, this movie was, I think this, but anyway, that's gonna be for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Turn on my post notifications so you never miss out on a brand new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.